could be more important than creating a nation of successful readers. Let's see what the enormous benefits of reading are for both our children and our society. Children who master the art of reading have better academic outcomes throughout their school years. Those who read well are more likely to graduate from high school. Good readers also develop a greater empathy and understanding of others. Those who become good, independent readers grow up to be more active citizens. When young people read broadly, they discover new worlds and exciting opportunities for their futures. As they enter the adult world, their ability to read and think critically enables them to attain digital literacy, a necessary function in the 21st century. Schools, families, and communities need to work together to ensure these positive outcomes for our children and our communities. First, we need to start introducing literacy early, beginning at birth. Family members and caregivers reading to young children help them experience joy in stories and new worlds. Once children are in school, the school, family, and community should work collaboratively to ensure they continue to progress. There are certain key principles that need to be incorporated into this important societal task.
We must find ways to actively and specifically, intentionally put text in front of children so they have access to learning materials, information, all genres, doesn't matter what it is, all contexts of reading, so they're going to be maintaining those brain activities, so their synapses are firing.
In schools, the most significant resource for children on a daily basis is having a classroom library. Teachers need help in providing these libraries.
I think having a classroom library is so important because, these children, a lot of them do not have any reading materials at home. And if they do, it may not be appropriate or grade, level for them. So just if the teachers can collect materials, and sometimes, there's different organizations that are good about, lending teachers materials to just build their libraries and try to build, your library as much as you can.
Families and communities also need to provide access to a variety of books year-round. There are multiple ways teachers make time to use their classroom libraries to encourage thoughtful reading.
Classroom libraries are important. It's another way that students have access to materials for reading. But let's talk about what's important about those classroom libraries. It's having time to use them so that students can pick a book of their own interest, they can spend time practicing, using the literacy skills, engaging in conversations with other classmates. That's what we're talking about, practice and reading and embracing it. And it's like an athlete who loves their sports. They have to practice to be better and better. Our classroom libraries are part of that access for students to engage in reading and get better and better.
Practice is so important, just as in sports or music. Families, as well as teachers, need to provide that time to practice reading each day.
It's like when you have a sport, you have to go to practice, you have to rehearse, you have to do drills over and over again. All people see usually is the highlights on Saturday if it's football or in the basketball gym, but those players have worked and practiced. Just like when you read, you need to practice every day so your reading can improve and get better, and the more that you do it, just like anything else, the better you're going to become. So practice is very important, just like any sports program.
To best encourage reading, choice and interest are imperative.
Interest and choice are the two largest drivers of children's success, to becoming better readers, becoming more engaged readers, and having a love for reading. So those are things that are not often thought about during instruction because of the necessity to teach skill. But for becoming a reader, it's important that children have the kind of text that is interesting and engaging to them, so they will choose it themselves, self-select, and then be able to engage. And then at their independent reading level, the adults can kind of guide and gauge where they should be.
A variety of materials must be provided so children can make choice based on their interests. School and community libraries can provide a wide variety of books for children to take home to read. If children enjoy something and find it of interest, they will want to continue to do it.
And I think also reading opens up a whole world to children, outside of their own environment, whether they're interested in sports or gardening or outer space or whatever it may be. It's, they can pick something that they're interested in, and so therefore they really, are in tune to reading it and want to know more, and they have a desire to keep reading.
The same principles apply to the continued development of readers in the middle and high school years.
So we need to be sure that our children, our students, have access to a variety of materials that are informative, that are interesting, that connects with where they are with their reading talents, and that they have time to engage in reading themselves as well as time for conversations with their peers.
As children become teens, their time may be even more limited. There are unique challenges for this age group, but with awareness and creativity, families, schools, and communities can support all children and young people developing their reading skills and a love for reading. Following these guidelines will help us achieve this important goal. Literacy is the very foundation of a strong society. We can all play a role in making reading number one.